Today, ironically, paradoxically, Joe Biden is at the southern border as his presidency and campaign to be reelected president has already gone deep south. In fact, it's so far south, it's already in Antarctica. Unbelievable. The guy goes there parading around. He can barely walk, of course. I mean, it's just pathetic. And obviously, they shot him up with steroids or adrenaline or whatever to make him lucid for a few minutes. But now he says he's concerned about the southern border. Hasn't been concerned for 3 years. Hasn't been concerned that all of these Americans and kids have died of fentanyl. Hasn't been concerned about the violent crime which recently killed a co-ed at the University of Georgia. Hasn't been concerned that terrorists have run across our border and are likely planning as we speak a 9/11 style terrorist attack against this country and its people. Now he's concerned because he wants to be reelected. This is the most despicable, most disgusting, most stupid, and most criminal president, if you want to call him that, because I don't believe he was legitimately elected in American history. He needs to be removed now. And if the Democrats want to do it, so they have a chance in November, so be it. But get rid of him now and get rid of Kamala Harris, who was in charge of the border and still is, but has done nothing. And that idiot Mayorkas. I go through TSA and I asked the people at TSA, I asked one nice African-American woman a few weeks ago, I said, how can you stand looking at that guy on the monitor? And she said to me, I try not to. Even the people that work under him think he's a disgrace. But it all points back to Joe Biden. It points back to the man who is in charge. And for that reason, the American people now need to rise up. They need to remove Biden peacefully and legally. Of course, we've convicted him of bribery from communist China, Ukraine, and Russia, and negligent homicide in Afghanistan. And we are hoping that a law enforcement official will carry that out and lock him up. He's been sentenced to 20 years in prison. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are. President Trump was at the border too. He was there with Governor Greg Abbott of Texas. And while I commend what Governor Abbott has been doing lately, he played games too. He sat around for years and played politics with this. He could have sent the Texas Rangers and National Guard down to the border in greater numbers. They could do more now. In fact, people from other states, governors, are willing to help. They should seal the border right now. The hell with the federal government. The power belongs to the states. It has the right constitutionally to protect its citizens. And we at Freedom Watch are committed to doing just that. You might remember that years ago with Sheriff Arpaio, America's toughest sheriff, I participated in the case. In fact, we were the first to file it, that nullified Obama's illegal amnesty to over 5 million illegal aliens. Who's behind this invasion? It's Obama, because Biden's not smart enough to even think of doing nothing. The guy is a moron. So we need to fight this, and this is the left. They don't care about anything, people getting harmed or killed or whatever. They only care about themselves and the total control that they now have over our lives. So I want you to go to freedomwatchusa.org, contribute to our cause with tax-deductible contributions. We are your real Justice Department, and we will not rest until the criminals in Washington, D.C. are thrown in a slammer where they belong, and when the American people are properly protected by both political parties and branches of government. And this is why we need a new government and not a new nation. It's why we have a third Continental Congress. It's why we're declaring independence and setting up an alternative government. God bless you. God bless America. God save America. Go to freedomwatchusa.org. Join our Justice League before it is too late. Don't sit there and do nothing. You'll regret it for yourselves, for your kids, kids and grandchildren, future generations. And if you're young and middle-aged, you're not going to have a country left unless you rise up now. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. And remember, the Father and Son will only help us if we help ourselves. Thank you for listening to me.